All right, guys. We are back for another Dokkan battle video. Time to update the TUR tier list. Considering we have got okay, a couple of things. I've got a good foothold on kind of like the meta fights right now. We have Festival, which does matter. We have the Red Zone fights, which a lot of the Red Zone fights are structured similarly, right? I would say except for the Blue Goku and Blue Vegeta fights, kind of are a little bit different to themselves. So I do like to do, like, I'm going to still take Cell into there and stuff like that. I'm going to record that right after this. So we have that. And then we've also got the Battle Hard and Formidable Foe stages, right? So Cell, to me, is definitely a bit of an interesting release. I mean, could he have been better? Yeah. But I would say his main problems right now more so are about his team. I saw people comparing Cell to First Form Frieza from last year, and I do think it's not a bad comparison. However, I mean, that comparison is going to go away to a large extent in just a couple of hours when AGL Cell comes out on Dokkan. Like, right? Like, already, that's a significant jump that Frieza did not get last year. Because if you guys remember Frieza's celebration, it was AGL Bardock who easy-a'd, not help for Frieza. Cell gets a perfect partner who might just be better than him, right? So it's going to be a pretty big deal there. I think Cell is better than a lot of people, but his team is horrible. And it is interesting. I mean, I'm going to say this. You guys know I'm the defense guy, right? But this kind of like meta, I mean, it certainly feels like offense is more important than it ever has been. One thing I frequently try and tell you guys is that, you know, things change. The things that were true yesterday are not true tomorrow, right? It's like, you know, pre-10th anniversary, you know, the defense. I mean, defense obviously still matters, but like this year with these current fights, you do have to be able to deliver the boom on these bosses who have 500 million HP pools, right? Eventually they will catch a weak character, a character whose abilities have run out, you know, blah, 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 right? So, like, you do need to have a little bit of a hard stick there. Really, most of these characters here don't, which is what's funny. So let's jump into this. I think people are probably going to be upset with how high I have Cell, but I think Cell's pretty solid. His problems are just the units around him. A little bit is of that me thinking that Cell, because Cell, well, let's maybe save the talk till we get to him, but Cell doesn't need really like a specific, like, okay, as long as Cell gets an artificial life form character, he's set. He just needs big bad bosses, which we're gonna get. So it's not like, you know, oh my god, we're waiting for help that's never gonna come. I mean, big bad bosses units, which again is literally all he needs, are gonna be coming. So I do think Cell is gonna be fine. So all right, let's look at this. So we'll start with Buuhan at 10. Now this spot, I mean, you could put Buuhan here or Lord Slug. I don't know that it truly matters really very much. Unfortunately, every villain TUR Dokkan Fest is got a domain, right? Like, it's just like they're all fighting with each other. Now Buuhan doesn't feel like the greatest option on Cell's team. All right, because, I mean, he can't use his domain, and his domain is where he gets very interesting. Slug doesn't really have kind of like a good team right now. Slug, the last we've heard of Slug might not have happened yet, right? Like, Goma comes out for Golden Week, and, like, Demonic Power is, like, a huge, crazy team. Slug could be a beast on Demonic Power, so you know, keep that in mind. But for now, I mean, I'll put Buuhan at 10, but, I mean, there is a better Buuhan. Cell is covering up the domain spot, but, I mean, I don't know, like, where are we running Slug? The answer is nowhere, right? So, Buuhan it is at 10. At number 9, we have AGL Super Saiyan 3 Goku. This guy, you know, mainly, remember, there's kind of like, I guess, 4 avenues of content we're looking at. Festival Battles, the long Red Zone stages, so that's the Future Saga, the Universe 6 vs 7, the Universal Survival Saga, the Blue Goku and Vegeta Red Zone fights, and then Battle Hard and Formidable Foes. Those are what we're looking at. How are you performing in a lot of those? Goku, I kind of only like in the battle hardened stages, but I think he will kind of dominate those. I've been meaning to do a video on him going in there, but Goku should perform very effectively. That damage reduction of his right at the start is going to be very, very good. And then remember, the hardest part about those fights, the AoE supers, both are Ki Blast supers. Goku just counters it, or at least has a good chance. And my Goku has dodge build, and he's going to have the huge damage reduction. So, I mean, he's going to be set up nicely. So there's Super Saiyan 3 Goku. We don't need to talk much, but great option for battle hardened formidable foes. Next, we have Tech Vegeta, and let's grab AGL Vegeta as well. These are characters who, both of them, I have a bunch of thumbnails ready to take them into some of these red zone fights and stuff like that. I probably still can. Remember, the meta is going to remain exactly the same, very likely until the end of June. And I mean, then we will almost assuredly get a new hardest fight probably at the end of July. I can't imagine. Well, I mean, we'll see. But, you know, so kind of like the meta or whatever. I mean, these guys, I mean, not good for battle hardened formidable foes. I think, like, if you could get away with them in the Blue Goku and Vegeta fights, you know, just maybe, like, things go your way, right? Because remember, the game is all RNG, and, I mean, you know, it is true. If things go your way, they could perform well in there. But I think that these guys are pretty solid in the red zone fights, for sure, right? Because Vegeta, remember, AGL Vegeta has a significant weakness, which is this. I still, to this day, do not understand why they gave it to him. It's pretty easy in Festival and the longer red zone fights to use this in a weak portion of the fight where it's not the end of the world, right? Like, when you're in the Goku and Frieza fight and he does this on, like, 17 and Golden Frieza, it was, oh my god, it's horrible. But now, it's like, this pops against, like, Kale or Kefla in, like, some of those red zone fights. Like, that's not really gonna hurt you that bad. Or against, like, Zamasu or something like that. Like, you'll be okay. So, yeah, remember, he's got the stacking. This guy is a great Festival of battle options. Again, remember, I mean, the Festival does matter. I mean, because it matters because it's the hardest fight. They're going to make characters to beat the hardest fight. It's relevant with these releases and stuff like that, right? So we got AGL Vegeta. Tech Vegeta, kind of the same thing. I would like AGL Vegeta a bit better with his orb changing. Tech Vegeta obviously can handle business as well. You know, both are solid stackers. Still, this is, you know, I get, like, this guy's a transforming unit, but, like, let's not do this again, right? Double base form Vegeta, like, you know, 10 years, 0 base form Vegeta Dokkan Fest. Span of 5 months, 2. Like, come on. It's like, remember the triple base Goku in 3 months or whatever? Like, ridiculous. Let's not do that, right? Like, both of these characters, that's a Dokkan Fest, totally fine. But, like, you know, Tech Vegeta should have been a Dokkan Fest 4 years ago, and then this guy gets us now or something like that, right? Not the same year. It's silly. I think it's foolish. All right, so now we're going to move into some of the more recent characters and stuff like that. All right, Fat Buu, and then let me just also grab Daima Vegeta. Now, I hate Daima Vegeta. I think, to me, Daima Vegeta's got to be my most hated release in quite some time. Now, this is the one thing about the tier list I uploaded. It wasn't very long ago, right? Like a week ago or something like that. Is I was really afterwards thinking, like, should I have put Fat Buu in front of Daima Vegeta? I was really considering that. Like, should I have put Fat Buu in front of him? Even right now, like, but, man, Daima Vegeta, when he works, he really works well. But it's so easy for him to be fraudulent. So he's yet again another one of these dog shit characters who has to be run in slot 1 or he's dies instantly, okay? So you have to run him in slot 1. The problem with this guy that is unavoidable and is just completely down to RNG is this right here, okay? This guy completely relies on this to be good because it's a multiple turn stack thing, okay? So you really need him to do many super attacks in a turn to maintain a high defense because the motherfucker has to go in slot 1. He has to go in the hardest spot there is. And it's all RNG. You have to pray it's just like, this is one of those characters, man. Like, you could be going through and the boss just supers instantly the whole way through the fight. Vegeta is, supering 4 times every single turn, and like, he performs well, and then he's going to be supporting the shit out of the rest of the rotation, so they're going to be very tanky and things could go good. But it's also like, I mean, it feels like when I use Daima Vegeta, I mean, it's just, there's barely any attacks right away. They super attack him constantly in the tech pan slot, which, I mean, is fine, but it means I don't get this, right? Like, it's just very frustrating. This is the type of character, in 2 months, he'll be dead, never heard from again. Considering, I mean, this is, canon Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta for the first time and stuff like that, this guy is such a disgusting miss. I can't think of a Dokkan Fest I've hated more than this guy in quite some time, dude. We gotta go back to 2023. I mean, AGL Frieza at least could do a lot of damage, but his team was bad. I mean, the Golden Week TURs were good. Rose was frustrating, but I did not hate him. I hate you! I hate this guy. I hate him. I mean, I gotta get Fat Buu in front of him, right? Like, Fat Buu, I don't know. It's just not my preferred play style, but, like, I do respect that it works, right? I don't know. I hate... I hate him too much, man. Let's just drop him down. Whatever, dude. I hate his guts, man. He's terrible. Like, that's like, if people are going crazy about Perfect Cell, his team is bad, yeah. But, like, dude, Daima fucking Vegeta's right there, guys. Who's 50 times fucking worse. Like, let's be serious for 2 seconds. Okay? Cell will sit there in slot 2 and he's very good, right? Because it's like he's popping his domain. I mean, if he dies in slot 2, he'll just revive. Then once he revives, he'll be very tanky. It's just that Cell's team right now is a bit of a mess. I mean, I don't want to go too crazy like, oh, as soon as he gets buffs, he'll be great and we'll be fine, and then the buffs never come. But again, he's not really needing specific category characters as much as he literally just needs more Big Bad Bosses characters, and he's fine, right? Man, I don't know. Dude, do I really want to put Fat Buu in front of him? It's just, I mean, Fat Buu dies, he revives, and he has his Ghost Usher on his second turn. But remember, damage matters, man. Like, you got to be able to do damage. Like, it's us. Like, the bosses will eventually just kind of, like, choke you out. Like, I mean, Daima Vegeta is definitely out-damaging Fat Buu, but it's not like Daima Vegeta even does that much either. Oh, whatever. I mean, we could put Fat Buu right there. That's fine. That's not the end of the world. This is the one I kind of go back and forth on, is Fat Buu and Daima Vegeta. Next we get Daima Goku here. Daima Goku is pretty good, but, I mean, there's a lot of dodge canceling right now. I don't think dodge is as effective this year as it has been. I mean, because of how much dodge canceling is now around, right? Which is, a bit of a thorn in the side. Here's the thing about Daima Goku, and the reason I have Cell next. The reason I would put Cell in front of Daima Goku is very, very simple. Cell can kind of just, like, go in whatever spot. It's whatever. He's just kind of like you just go in a spot. You get Daima Goku in slot 3, man, and, I mean, you're asking to be killed. This guy in slot 3. This is what he gets in slot 1 or 2. I'm telling y'all, without this, this kid feels like the biggest fish in the world. It's just like, no way, man. No way. I can't with this Daima Goku, dude. I don't know. Like, he's solid. He's good. But, like, if you're running him, like, you got to be running him on rotation. Like, this is also going to be bad for his aging process, because he can't really be floated effectively unless you're, like, 50% dodge or die. Like, nah, no way, man. So, I'm not... I mean, I'll take Daima Goku over anything below him, right? But remember, we're moving into kind of like a new leader skill meta, start of the new year, right? Like, a lot of TURs end up not that crazy. This is not like, oh my god, this is so uncommon. This is so abnormal. Like, no, this feels the same as always to me with these TURs and shit like that. So, Cell. I mean, Cell's gonna have the domain buffing characters for right now. That's good, but obviously just as soon as they drop a better domain character, then Cell's out of here with his domain. I think Cell's pretty fine. His revive does feel mostly pointless, though. It's not like, if they were gonna do this, I feel like they should have given him some other effect. Like, this needed a second part right here. Like, he needed, like, another 100% damage, or, no, fuck that. He needed another guaranteed additional super. Oh, I know. So, okay, you want to leave this right here? Fine. He could have gotten a guaranteed additional super and 50% chance to crit right there, which then would have stacked with this, which would have given him a 100% chance to crit after revival. I think that's fine. Right? Like, that's what they should have did right here. So if anyone revives, then he gets another additional super and another guaranteed crit. Because if there's anything about him, funny enough, I feel pretty confident in him tanking-wise, but I wish he was doing more damage. And a lot of that has to do with his team. He has no one to do damage. Now, again, we're getting a monster buff for this, and literally, do they release, is it 4 a.m. tonight? Let me just double check what time. No, it's at 1 a.m. Okay, 1 a.m. Because sometimes they do 4 a.m., 1 a.m. Like, yeah, okay. 1 a.m., AGL Cell drops, and this guy gets way better, and the team gets way better. AGL Cell is actually exactly what the team needs. But we also need, like, more. Keep in mind that last year's April celebration for Topo and Special Pose got constant buffs, like, all month. So we'll see what's going to happen. I'm very confident that the Yellow Queen LR is going to be tournament participants. I can hear people typing up their comments. Whoa, buddy. Remember, Kale came out, and then we got Super Buu. Yeah, but Kale led Transformation Boost, and Super Buu was on Transformation Boost, right? That's the point, right? And then Frost was Transformation Boost. Like, the celebration was Transformation Boost. So, like, this celebration is tournament participants. So, I mean, hopefully we get a character that's just very strong on the team. I don't mind if you got, full tournament participant, and the character's a god is totally fine with me for, like, Yellow Coin LR to help this Cell team. That would be good. But, I mean, probably more so just the fact that DOKKANFEST TURs are not the craziest. We have Cell at 3 right there. I can't put him above Glorio. Glorio is effective in all content. So, again, festival battles is a real thing. It does matter. Glorio is a real option in there. I don't like Glorio in there, but he at least is an option, whereas STR Cell and Daima Vegeta and Daima Goku and a lot of these guys aren't. The Vegetas can be used in festival, but, like, they do feel even, like, on a weaker level, right? Like, it's, like, not... Like, just because they could be used in festival doesn't make me feel like they're, like, way better than a lot of the characters above them or anything like that, right? So, yeah, Glorio, we know what he does. One thing that's good about Glorio is a character that needs to be run in slot 3 means he's going to age good. Because as better characters come out, you're going to run the older characters probably in, like, slot 3 or something like that. So, like, Glorio, this does not hurt him the way Daima Goku and Daima Vegeta's abilities destroy them, dude. Glorio's doesn't really hurt him. Even if Glorio gets locked or there's AoEs, he does have a 50% chance to get out of jail free card. So, like, Glorio is still very, very effective, right? So I'm fine with Glorio at 2. And then Kid Goku's just obvious dominant number 1. He is just on a completely different level than the rest of the TURs. Damage, defense, like, he's got it all, man. The crits, the additionals, the stacking. He's great in literally all content, festival, red zones, all of it. Kid Goku just dominates. He's on a completely different level, which is normal, by the way. The Saiyan Day characters, years in a row now, have dominated like this. My expectation is that the Golden Week TURs, let's just do this. My expectation is that the Golden Week TURs are going to be on Kid Goku's level, because they're major celebration characters just like that. So, let me know what you guys think about the top 10 TURs. Again, Cell, I'm not really super concerned about Cell, because just as long as they release this right here, Big Bad Boss's characters, I think Cell will be fine, and Cell will be very useful and usable. I mean, remember, his domain is buffing 3 different categories. Tournament participants, androids, or android/Cell Saga, right? So there's a lot of different characters that he will be able to get under the umbrella of his domain. So we'll see what the celebration is going to look like. We'll see how effective, like, his team is going to feel once we get AGL Perfect Cell on there. But I think AGL Cell is going to be a tremendous upgrade for this team. So, yep, let me know what you guys think. Oh, here's my last one. So really, the only thing that's different is we just slid in Cell at 3, and I did just swap Daima Vegeta and Fat Buu. I mean, man, I could go either way here. I mean, you could talk me into Daima Vegeta over Fat Buu. You could tell me into Fat Buu over Daima Vegeta. I think I will respect Fat Buu and his greatness by putting him above Daima Vegeta. Daima Vegeta, who, in my opinion, is one of maybe the worst Dokkan Fests we've seen in quite some time, just because it's because of his kids. Like, you gotta understand, he has the Super Saiyan 4 Goku problem. A lot of baiters and people who can't just look at the game logically and objectively will go, I don't see the issue. But, like, yeah, it's there, man. Just because you don't see it doesn't mean it doesn't fucking exist. So, anyway, let me know what you guys think. I love you guys, and I'll see y'all next time.